Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome to another episode of Friday Night Magic. This week, we are going to be playing something very different. This is a Dimir list that is similar to a deck that you would see in real life called Aristocrats. It doesn't have the draining ability because Zulaport Cutthroats are not in this iteration of Duels, but it does have Nantuko Husk, so it comes down to kind of the same thing. I got this list from Covert Go Blue's latest Duels diary. If you aren't reading those and you have any interest at all in Magic Duels, then you probably should be. I will put the link to his blog in the description below. I will link it straight to the post where he discusses this deck and a couple of others, and you can get to the main page through that as well. But I'm just going to go over this pretty quickly. It is running one Vampiric Rites just as a card advantage and a little bit of extra sack outlet in the deck. We are running 4 Bone Splinters, 4 Perilous Mirror, 1 Jace Vryn's Prodigy, 3 Carrier Thralls. This guy's really good in this deck as he is 2 sack outlet, not outlets, but 2 creatures in 1 that you can sacrifice. Eldrazi Skyspawner, again a 2-in-1 creature. Liliana, Heretical Healer, with all the killing and sacrificing that we're doing. She is quite excellent in here. 3 Fleshbag Marauders. 4 Nantuko Husks, which is our kill condition of choice. This deck can get there without Nantuko Husk, but it's a lot easier with Nantuko Husk in play. This guy can become enormous. Whirler Rogue. This is kind of the combo. You can combo off at times with Whirler Rogue and Nantuko Husk. You cast Whirler Rogue, he can immediately use his ability to give Nantuko Husk unblockable, as well as being a 3-in-1 creature to sack to Nantuko Husk. 2 Smothering Abominations. These guys are pretty incredible in this deck. You generate so many Eldrazi Scions that the sacrifice during upkeep is not that big a drawback. Plus, every time you sacrifice a creature, either to the Smothering Abomination or to any other thing, including just sacking a Scion for mana, you get to draw a card, as long as Smothering Abomination is in play. 2 Thopter Spy Networks. We don't have a ton of artifacts in here, but between the Perilous Mirrors and the Whirler Rogues, plus we are running some Foundry of the Consuls, we can usually have an artifact out to get Thopter Spy Network going. 2 Priests of the Bloodrite. Again, the drawback isn't too bad in this deck as we have lots of sack outlets, and this is just a huge body, as well as being a 2-in-1 creature as well. And 1 Ob Nixilis Reignited. He's just a good planeswalker, a really good utility as far as drawing cards or killing a creature that's giving you an issue. I've never actually got to where I've been able to emblem him, but I would imagine if you do get to that point and you haven't already killed your opponent, that would probably get the job done. The mana base is 6 Islands, 6 Swamps, 2 Sunken Hollow, 2 Drowned Catacomb, 3 Foundry of the Consuls, 1 Mortuary Mire. Go ahead and show that. That is a utility spell type effect land. 4 Dimir Guildgate, and 1 Evolving Wilds. So let's get in there and do this. Okay, so this is a pretty good hand. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. We'll probably just drop the Mortuary Mire straight off so that we don't have to worry about the comes into play tap ability. Will be bad if we actually want to get a creature back, because that is our only Mortuary Mire, but otherwise should be okay. Alright, so we are going to drop the Perilous Mirror here. Even though it's less aggressive, we are playing around, or I am playing around the fact that our opponent may be an aggro deck or a tempo deck, even though they are showing blue-white, and then we could remove 2 creatures with our flesh bag. Doesn't seem to be the case, though. Looks like we're playing against Esper here. Not really any reason to wait till after combat with only 1 mana up. We'll go ahead and drop our Carrier Thrall. And then we will attack. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. So now we're playing against the AI early on in the match. That is not good. I would much rather play against a human opponent, but not much I can do about that. I think I will go ahead and attack first. I do expect Jace to block the mirror. Yep, there we go. But we will get in our 2 damage. If we play the flesh bag pre-combat, we only get in 1 damage because I am sacking the flesh bag here. Or not the flesh bag, but the Carrier Thrall here. And if I had done it pre-combat, I would have had this Summoning 6 Scion. Alright, so we're seeing Jace return to the top of our opponent's library there. And Sphinx's Tutelage. So Mill is this deck's victory condition, it seems. I'm going to play a bit around a Planar Outburst. They are at 4 mana here. There could be Languish as well since it is Esper. I do think that I will drop a Sky Spawner, leaving me 2 Whirler Rogues just to kind of hedge instead of dropping a Whirler Rogue, because Whirler Rogue is better than Sky Spawner. Go ahead and get in there, and if our opponent doesn't sweep the board right here, I think we're in really good shape to win this game. We're not in too bad a shape even if they do sweep the board, but we would definitely be in much better shape. Well, we are. So that's a moot point. They did not kill us, or kill our creatures, rather. Go ahead and attack, and I still think that I don't play anything else out. Ulamog's Nullifier. Okay, so something's getting blocked. Probably this Sky Spawner. Okay, so we take our opponent down to 6. I do think we go ahead and Bone Splinters while our opponent is tapped out and unable to counter. We'll sacrifice a Scion. Alright. And see what they can muster here. Jace? I don't think Jace is going to do it. Alright, so let's go ahead and play a land. Then we will Bone Splinters Jace, sacking Perilous Mirror, doing 2 to our opponent. And if they don't have anything else to interact with our board, we will swing for the final 4 damage here. And it appears they do not. So on to the next game, where hopefully our opponent will stick around for a bit. Okay, this is a hand I can work with. I'll keep this. For those of you that are curious or that it matters to or whatnot, I just wanted to show you that we are playing in the upper ranks right now. You can't really go above rank 40, no matter how many times you win. Once you hit rank 40, 1 loss brings you back down, so it's pretty much as high as we can go the way that this is set up. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of people conceding today. Within the first couple of turns, I'm going to be cutting some of those matches out because they're just not valuable as far as I can tell. And the last one that my opponent did that, I just went ahead and conceded as well. So let's see. We do not want to be playing Flesh Bag here. And we will, I guess we'll play Dimir Guildgate as well. So we will attack for 1. I do try to play them out just so that I don't lose so much rank. Not that it's terribly important. But unfortunately, when your opponent concedes and leaves you facing an AI component and then you concede, it counts as a loss for both of you. So what can you do? All right. So I'm not really sure what we're up against here. This is an unusual combination of lands. This may be a 5-color deck that we're playing against. I think that it's okay to swing first, and then I do think I will be playing the Whirler Rogue. We could get Languished, but our opponent only has 1 black source right now, and we're really not sure what they're up to. So go ahead and play out our Whirler Rogue. And perhaps they will fetch with that Evolving Wilds and let us know a little bit more about what's going on here. All right, Gideon then. So I guess we are not 5 colors. We're everything but red. Or maybe they just wanted the... I don't know. I'm really not sure. So let's see what we can do here. I think that we will... Yeah, what we're going to do is play Flesh Bag. We will sack Perilous Mirror. Perilous Mirror will do 2 to Gideon. Then we will go to attacks. And Whirler Rogue will attack Gideon, and the Thopters will attack our opponent. Alright, confirm. Alright, so Gideon's off the table, which is good. We're going to make our land drop and pass. I'm going to hold on to this Perilous Mirror in our hand. Do not want to drop Foundry at this point, just in case our opponent is running Monvuli Acid Moss. I want to wait until I can play it and pop it if it's targeted. Alright, so Gate Creeper. Will we see a 5th color appear? Yes, we do. So this is 5 color. I wonder if it's truly 5 color, if that's just for some Converge cards that want the extra colors. We will see eventually, I suppose. Right, Smothering Abomination is good. Go ahead and attack here. Attack with all. Our opponent can't activate either of these lands at the moment. Well, they could evacuate the Shambling Vent, but it would tap itself to do that. And again, I'm not going to drop any of my creatures here. I do fully expect, as slow as this deck is looking, that it will have sweepers, probably both Languish and Planar Outburst. And we will pass. If they choose to do that, we can pop the Foundry afterwards and then start the turn with 2 1/1 flyers. Big Skyrider elf. 5/5. Alright, I'm not going to pop the Foundry. Okay, I was kind of hoping for a land. That way I could Bone Splinters and leave up the Foundry there. So we will indeed do that. We're going to Bone Splinters this guy using a Thopter. Then we will swing for 6 damage, putting our opponent now on a 2-turn clock if they don't do something to mitigate some damage this turn. Alright, continue. See if we get wiped here. If we don't, there's not a lot that they can do to keep us from just winning next turn between what we have on the board and this Foundry here. Because if they don't board wipe us, I'm going to pop the Foundry in any event at their end of turn. Angelic Edict, okay. Alright, that's fine. So this will make us 1 damage short. Go ahead and pop the Foundry. If we get a sack outlet, we can kill them with the Perilous Mirror. We didn't. We'll make our land drop and swing, putting our opponent to 1. And at this point I am going to play the Perilous Mirror, because that will make it impossible for our opponent to wipe the board without first exiling this guy, because he will be lethal when he dies. What do you have, sir, madam? Nothing, it appears. There's Nissa. So I guess Nissa will flip here. Yep. Or not. Okay. Well, then I guess we attack. I'm just going to attack with everything. Save a few clicks there. And on to the next match. Okay, I think that this is a keepable hand. We have 2 drops, which should give us time to draw into some more land. We'll keep this. I do apologize that you guys have not gotten to see this deck actually go off yet, which it doesn't always do. Like I said when I was going through the deck list, it can just win by attacking with, whatever creatures that you have out. But it is pretty neat to see it go off with Nantuko Husk, which we have the potential to do this time. Hopefully, I'd like to show you that. So we're playing mono red. I'm actually not sure if this is a good or a bad matchup, because when I was testing this deck out to get the feel for it, I didn't face any red aggro. Alright, so we will drop Carrier Thrall. That way, if I block this guy, hopefully I'll end up with another one, another creature here. I'm not really sure how the triggers stack there, if I will get my Scion first and he'll be able to kill it with the trigger from this. We'll see though. Go ahead and block. Okay, so it looks like the Arsonist happens first, probably because they are the active player. Which means I believe their abilities go on the stack last, which means they resolve first. And here, I think I probably just want to play Fleshbag and get that Majoring Bully off the table. Yeah, we'll do that. And we will sacrifice the Scion for that, leaving our 3/1 in play. Might have been better to leave the Scion to where we could for sure cast our Whirler Rogue off the mana that it can produce. But I won't be wanting to cast this till a bit later anyway, so hopefully we can draw into our 4th mana. What did they get? Twin Bolt. So they can't cast that. That's good. Alright, so we did draw a 4th land. However, it's not blue. So even if I'd have kept this on, I would have needed an island in any case. Alright, let's attack before we do anything. See if our opponent wants to trade his Abbot off. Does not appear so. I guess I wouldn't either if I were playing aggro red at the moment. So I think that here is Sky Spawner is the play, just to put more creatures out on the board. Kind of reluctant to drop this Perilous Mirror if I can't get a 2-for-1 out of it, which I should be able to do at some point against a deck like this. So our opponent is hitting their land drops, which is unfortunate. Alright, so Dragon Fodder. 3/2 Abbot. Plus Infectious Bloodlust, okay? So do we block with a Scion? I think we do. I don't think I want to be taking 4 damage here. Or 6 damage, not 4. I was looking at the defense there. And I can't kill it with a double block. We're just 1 damage shy of that. Okay, so that's good. If we can get yet another land. I think at this point I am going to play Perilous Mirror. However, I'm going to swing with my Sky Spawner first. We are ostensibly an aggro deck as well, so we need to be getting in there if possible. If we had 1 more land, I'd also play the Husk and just straight up kill that Abbot right now, but we don't, so. Firecraft. Okay. Alright, so I think I need to try to kill this Abbot. They probably have a Titanic Strength, or Titan Strength, or some other spell in hand like a Fiery Impulse to pump it further, but I'm going to try. See if we can get it done. So they didn't, so that's good. Get the Abbot off the board. They do get another Infectious Bloodlust from that trigger there. Any 1-drops? Yes, Foundry Street Denizen. Okay. So glad to see that. I think that here I swing in and then play the Priest. I think that's going to give us the best defensive position and maybe put us in a position to drop Nantuko Husk and after that Whirler Rogue and just win. We'll play our Priest of the Bloodright and get a 5/5 flying Demon, which is a nice little presence on the board. See what our opponent can do to deal with this situation. Actually not super worried about the 2 damage a turn from the Priest at this point. We may just be able to sack him as a blocker right here, which doesn't seem to be the case. Alright, so Yeah, I think I just sacked the priest as a chump blocker here. Keep my demon around to swing 5. We're winning the life total race at the moment, and hopefully we can continue to do that. Alright, Sunken Hollow. We will go to combat. Our opponent's actually pretty far from just killing us, especially with 1 card in hand. So they could take us to 10. I think I'm just going to swing out here. Take our opponent down to 6. We'll play our Sunken Hollow and drop Nantuko Husk. And pass the turn. This game should be in the bag. Don't want to speak too soon, but I really don't know what our opponent could do to stop us right now, because we pretty much can keep our Husk alive with sacks. Yeah, they think so as well. But at least you're going to get to see Nantuko Husk do his thing here. And I will block a goblin because I can. Take 7 and go to 10. Alright, another land, that's fine. We'll play Whirler Rogue. And I'm just going to go all out, especially since our opponent's already conceded. We will use the Whirler Rogue to make Husk unblockable, tapping these 2 artifacts. And then we will sack Artifact. Sack another Thopter. Sack the Whirler Rogue himself. And then we'll go to combat. I'm not sacking these 2 because there's more damage from the demon, and I wouldn't get any extra from sacking the spawner. Continue. And swing for a lot more than lethal. Alright, so that'll be it for this episode of Friday Night Magic. I do hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like below. It really does help. Consider subscribing to the channel to be notified when I upload new content. And until next time, be excellent to each other.